So to start with, can you please tell me what is a vector? What is a vector? Yes. So vector is something which is having a magnitude and which is having a direction. For example, so if I'm having a vector a bar which is given by 2i plus 3j plus 4k, where I is nothing but the unit vector in the x direction, j is the unit vector in the y direction, and k is the unit vector in the z direction. Then the magnitude of a is given by what? The magnitude of a bar, I can represent it as simply as a. Okay, so the magnitude can be represented simply as a, which is equal to the top under root of 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. What is this value? This value will be equal to the top under root of 29, right? It will be equal to the under root of 29. Now this is nothing but the magnitude. This is the magnitude. When it comes to direction, can you please tell me how do we represent the direction of a particular vector? How do we represent the direction of a particular vector? Very good. The direction of the vector is given by its unit vector. Unit vector means some vector which is having a magnitude of unity is what we are calling as a unit vector. Now when you are having a vector which is a not unit vector, because its magnitude is under root of 29, it's not equal to 1. So if you are having a vector whose magnitude is not equal to 1, now in order to have its unit vector, what you do is logically what you do is a bar divided by a. You divide the vector by its magnitude, so the total magnitude now becomes equal to 1. Now this unit vector will help you to designate a particular vector's direction. The unit vector will help you to designate the vector's direction. Just like the way, if you see I, what is I? I is nothing but the unit vector of x, isn't it? I is nothing but the unit vector of x. Now, is it not helping us to understand that there are two units? There is 2 units in the x direction, there is 3 units in the y direction, there is 4 units in the z direction. So here your unit vectors are actually helping you to give a particular direction to the composite vector called as a bar here. In the same way, the a bar can also have a designated direction which is represented by its unit vector. So a bar by a is nothing but 2i plus 3j plus 4k divided by under root of 29. Divided by under root of 29. So this is simply nothing but a vector. Now, if you are having more than one vectors, how can we add or subtract the vectors? If you are having more than one vector, then how can we have addition and subtraction of the vectors? Again, let us consider 2 vectors, let us say a bar, and there is another vector called as b bar. Okay? So what I will be doing is that I will be drawing the parallel vectors to these 2 vectors. So b bar will be having a parallel vector. If it is in the same direction and having the same magnitude, I can also call this vector as b bar. And again there will be one more vector which is parallel to the top of a bar. Of course, having the same magnitude and the same direction as that of a bar. Now together we have formed something called as a parallelogram. Okay, we have drawn something called as a parallelogram. Now one vector called as C bar, let us say, is going exactly from the middle of these two vectors A bar and B bar. I have represented the vector called as C bar, which is exactly going from the middle of A bar and B bar. Now, how do we represent this C bar? How do we represent this C bar? Now what I can do, if I can start from O, the origin, from O, if I am moving till here, then it is covering the displacement of A bar, and from here to here plus B bar. Okay, and if I wanted to come back to the same point called as origin, A bar plus B bar, if I want to come back to the origin once again, what should I do? If I have to come back once again to the origin, then I have to move in such a direction which is opposite to the top of C bar, isn't it? I have to move in a direction which is opposite to the top of C bar, which I can call as minus C bar, isn't it? Which I can call as minus C bar, which is equal to the top of 0. So I can say that C bar is equal to the top of A bar plus B bar. C bar is nothing but equal to the top of A bar plus B bar. A bar plus B bar. So this is how we are doing the vector addition between these two vectors. So there is a vector called as C bar, which is going exactly from the middle of the top of A bar and B bar. Now we have represented the C bar is nothing but A bar plus B bar. Now in the same way, let me do the addition between minus A bar and B bar. Let me do the addition between minus A bar and B bar. The vector addition of minus A bar and B bar is given by a vector which exactly goes from the middle of these two vectors. And if I can call this vector as D bar, this D bar is nothing but the vector addition of minus A bar and B bar. This D bar is nothing but the vector addition of minus A bar and B bar. Now let me draw one more vector, which is the vector addition of A bar and minus B bar. So let me extend this and let me call this as minus B bar. So a vector which is going exactly from the middle, if I can call this vector as, let us say, E bar. So this E bar will be the vector addition of A bar and minus B bar. So in a way, I'm not only doing the vector addition, I'm also doing the vector subtraction. So D bar is something, if I know these two vectors A bar and B bar, I'm representing D bar as what? Something which is going from the middle of minus A bar and B bar. If I can represent a vector called as E bar, this is going exactly from the middle of A bar and minus B bar. This is A bar and this is minus B bar, exactly going from the middle of. E bar is constructed by these two vectors A bar and minus B bar. So C bar is something that is formed by the addition of B bar and A bar. So this particular concept is what we are calling as a vector addition. And in fact, if you are taking the opposite of a particular vector, this is also going to be called as a vector subtraction. So you can also draw one more vector which is formed by the vector addition of minus A bar and minus B bar. You can form one more vector which is formed by the vector addition of minus A bar and minus B bar. Right? So again, I'll explain it once again. A bar and B bar are the two vectors, and a vector which is going from the middle of these two vectors is nothing but we found as C bar, isn't it? How do we call it as C bar? Because I'm just moving around a particular loop, okay? So A bar plus B bar, and moving in the opposite direction to the top of C bar, I'm reaching the same point called as O. It means wherever I've started to the same point I'm coming back, isn't it? Wherever I've started to the same point I'm coming back. So what I can say is A bar plus B bar minus C bar is equal to the top 0. So I can say C bar is equal to the top A bar plus B bar. C bar is equal to the top A bar plus B bar. And with the same logic, what I can do is that I can draw one more vector which is formed by the vector addition of minus A bar and B bar, which is formed from the vector addition of minus A bar and B bar, which is D bar. A vector which is formed by the vector addition of minus B bar and A bar. Just like the way C bar is formed by A bar plus B bar. Similarly, E bar is something which is formed by addition of A bar and minus B bar. And there is a vector called as, let us say it is F bar, which is formed by the vector addition of minus A bar and minus B bar. Okay, a very simple concept of vector addition. Product of the vectors. So let me consider that there are two vectors called as A bar comma B bar. There are two vectors called as A bar and B bar. Right? And let us say that there is an angle called as theta when I'm moving from A to B. When I'm moving from the A to B, I'm making an angle called as theta. Then there are two types of product that I can do with the vectors. I'm sure all of you know that. There are two types of products that I can do with the help of these two vectors A bar and B bar. One is what we call as a dot product. Dot product, which is given by A bar dot B bar, isn't it? Which is given by A bar dot B bar. What is A bar dot B bar? A multiplied by B multiplied by cos theta, where theta is the angle when you are moving from A to B. Theta is the angle when you are moving from A to B. If I do B bar dot A bar, B bar dot A bar, it will be B multiplied by A multiplied by cos, because now I am moving from B to A, the angle will be opposite, minus theta. Minus theta. So which is nothing but, again, we know that from mathematics that cos of minus theta is cos theta itself. So we will be having here the value which is equal to the top BA cos theta. We will be having BA cos theta. Now what is the meaning of this product? If I am talking about a dot product, what is the meaning of this? Now please tell me, forget about this. Now please tell me, if you are having two vectors A bar and B bar, A bar dot B bar is given by what? A bar dot B bar is given by what? It is nothing but A multiplied by B cos theta. A multiplied by B cos theta. What is B cos theta? B cos theta is nothing but, if you are subtending the B or projecting the B onto A, then can you please tell me what is the component of B in the direction of A? What is the component of B in the direction of A? What is this component of B in the direction of A? This is what we are calling as B cos theta, isn't it? This is what we are calling as a B cos theta. It means that if you are multiplying A with the component of B in the direction of A, if you are multiplying A, the vector A, we are just taking its magnitude, and if you are multiplying with the magnitude of B in the direction of A, the product that we are having is what we are calling as a dot product between A and B. Or I can consider that A cos theta multiplied by B. This is what is happening here, isn't it? the vector B is multiplied by the component of A. The vector B is multiplied with the component of A in the direction of B. Right? So this is what we are calling as a dot product. One more name for dot product is nothing but vector product. One more name for the dot product is nothing but the vector product. So B dot A is given by B multiplied by A multiplied by cos theta. I'm sorry. This is what we are calling as a scalar product. This is what we are calling as a scalar product. Sorry. Why we are calling it as a scalar product? Why are we calling it as a scalar product? Scalar because of the fact that the result of this particular dot product, the result of the dot product is nothing but a quantity which is scalar. This does not have any direction, isn't it? Whatever result we are getting here, is it having any direction? It is not having any direction, so we can call this as a scalar product. We can call it as a scalar product. Now there is a question for you. If I'm having two vectors A bar which is given by 2i plus 3j plus 4k, and there is one more vector called as B bar which is given as, let us say, minus 3i plus 4j plus 2k, then what is the component of B? What is the component of B in the direction of A? What is the component of B in the direction of A? A bar dot B bar means we are moving from A to B. Similarly, B bar dot A bar means we are moving from B to A. So if you are making an angle of theta when you are moving from A to B, and if you are going in the opposite direction, you are making an angle of the opposite of whatever we made before, right? So here I have considered that we are moving in the counterclockwise direction. So we always consider an angle which is moving in counterclockwise direction. So here it is theta. When you are coming in the opposite direction, it's going to be minus theta, isn't it? Students, please think and tell me the answer. The hint that is required to solve this, I have given it here. Whatever hint that is required to solve this, I have given it here. So basically what we have to do is that, let us assume that we are having two vectors A bar and B bar directed like this. There is an angle called as theta in between them. Now what I am asking simply is that what is the component of B in the direction of A? What is the component of B in the direction of A? It is simply B cos theta. Right? So we can use the concept of dot product here. A bar dot B bar we know is nothing but AB cos theta, and here I require B cos theta, isn't it? Here I require B cos theta. So what I can do here is that I will take this A to the other side. I will take this A to the other side. So A bar A dot B bar is nothing but B cos theta, isn't it? Do you agree with this? So what I am doing here, whatever A is present, I am taking it to the other side. So it is going to become A bar by A. So A bar by A dot B bar is nothing but B cos theta. Now A bar by A is nothing but what? Unit vector of A, or I can call it as A cap, or I can call it as A cap, whatever it is. So A cap dot B bar is nothing but B cos theta. So let us find this unit vector. 2i plus 3j plus 4k divided by under root of 29, isn't it? So A cap dot B bar is given by what? 2i plus 3j plus 4k divided by under root of 29 dot minus 3i plus 4j plus 2k, which is equal to what? Minus 6 plus 12 plus 8 divided by under root of 29. So it is 20 minus 6, which is 14 by under root of 29. You can calculate the value of it. So what is the component of B bar in the direction of A bar? It is nothing but 14 divided by under root of 29 is the component of B bar in the direction of A bar. So what is the formula that we have used? It is nothing but B bar dot A cap. Can I write like this? Can I write like this? So here we are using the formula that the component of B bar in the direction of A bar is nothing but B bar dot A cap. So it means that, please try to understand, what we are doing here is nothing but we are doing the dot product of B. We are doing the dot product of B in the direction in which you want the component. In which direction do you want the component? In which direction do you want the component? You want the component in the direction of A. The direction of A is given by what? The direction of A is given by what? The direction of A is given by the unit vector of A. The direction of A is given by the unit vector of A. So if I am able to do the dot product of B bar in the direction of A with the unit vector of A, then I am going to get the component of a particular vector in the direction of that particular vector. So let us say that there are two vectors called as x bar and y bar. Now if I want to know the component of y bar in the direction of x bar, if I want to know the component of y bar in the direction of x bar, what I will do? Y bar dot x cap. Y bar dot x cap. So in the direction of x, what is the component of y? In the direction of x, what is the component of y? Is this clear to all of you? Okay, so the component of B bar in the direction of A bar is given by B bar dot A cap. Similarly, can you please tell me what is the component of A in the direction of B bar? The component of A bar if you want the component of A in the direction of B bar, so A bar dot direction of B bar is given by what? Please tell me the value of this. So it's A bar dot B bar divided by B bar, magnitude of B. So we already know the A bar dot B bar value. A bar dot B bar is nothing but 14 divided by under root of, it is the same value, isn't it? It is same only because of the reason that the magnitude of B and the magnitude of A both are same. Because the magnitude of B and A are same, that is why the answer is also same. Now please tell me one thing. If you are having the same two vectors, A bar and B bar, now if I tell you that the angle between these two vectors is 90 degrees. If I say the angle between these two vectors is 90 degrees, then what is the component of B in the direction of A? What is the component of B in the direction of A? If the angle is 90 degrees, the component of B in the direction of A is nothing but 0. Is nothing but 0. So component of B in the direction of A, B cos theta. B cos theta, theta is 90 degrees, cos 90 is nothing but 0. So those two vectors which are making an angle of 90 degrees is what we are calling as orthogonal vectors. So for orthogonal vectors, A bar dot B bar is equal to 0. For orthogonal vectors, A bar dot B bar is equal to 0. So when the angle is 90 degrees, the component of one vector in the direction of the other is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. So such vectors are what we are calling as orthogonal vectors. Orthogonal vectors. So next we are going to talk about cross product. Next we are going to talk about the cross product. Dot product is what we are called as a scalar product, and cross product is what we are going to call as vector product. Cross product is what we are going to call as vector product. So if you are having the same two vectors a bar and b bar, if you are having the same two vectors a bar and b bar, the product of these two is given by AB sine theta. AB sine theta is nothing but what? A multiplied by B sine theta. A multiplied by B sine theta. Now you see here, this component is what we called as B cos theta. Now this component is what we call as B sine theta. Correct? So if you are multiplying the vector A with the component of B in the direction of A, if you are multiplying the vector A with the component of B in the direction of A, we call it as dot product. But if I do the opposite, if I am multiplying the vector A with a component which is perpendicular to it, if I am multiplying the vector A with a component which is perpendicular to it, now this is what is called as a cross product. Now this is what we are calling as the cross product. Here the angle theta is nothing but the angle that is subtended when I am moving from A to B. The angle that is subtended when I am moving from A to B. So if two perpendicular components of the two vectors, if I have multiplied, this forms the magnitude of cross product. Okay, this forms the cross product. And I told you it's a vector. I told you it's a vector. What we are doing here, we are multiplying two perpendicular components, right? We are multiplying two perpendicular components. Now when you do that, when you multiply these two perpendicular components, the direction obtained for this product will be perpendicular to both. Will be perpendicular to both. So when I am doing the cross product of A and B, what is the direction of this particular result is nothing but, because you are multiplying two perpendicular vectors, the result will have a direction of perpendicular to both A and B. Perpendicular to both A and B. And we are having the examples, right? We are having the examples that you have, if you have a rule like this, that if you are having a direction of current in one direction, right, the direction of magnetic field in one direction, then the force will be perpendicular to both of them. Okay, so the concept which explains this particular thing, that if you have a current moving in one direction, magnetic field in another direction, then the force which is produced by the magnetic field on this particular, the charge which is moving, is given by the perpendicular of both of them. Okay, so we are having a concept which uses the result of this particular cross product. Okay, that is why this particular result is very, very important. A cross B is given by A multiplied by B sine theta, and the direction of both of them is perpendicular to both the vectors A and B. Perpendicular to both the vectors A and B. So here we are calling this direction as the AN is what? AN is the normal vector. Normal vector perpendicular to A and B. AN is a normal vector which is perpendicular to A and B. Yes. So if I am going from A to B, A bar cross B bar, then the result is this. If I do B to A, then what happens? AB sine of minus theta. What is minus sine of minus theta? The sine of minus theta is nothing but minus sine theta. So minus AB sine theta. So we can say that B bar cross A bar will be equal to minus of A bar cross B bar. B bar cross A bar will be equal to minus of A bar cross B bar. It means that if you see here, if I am moving from A to B, the direction which is perpendicular to both is like this. If I am moving from A to B, then the direction which is perpendicular to both is something like this. But if I am moving from B to A, then you see it is going inside the board. Initially the normal was coming outside the board, isn't it? Yes or no? Initially the normal was coming outside the board. Now it is going inside the board. If I am moving from B to A, B to A, the resultant is going inside the board. Okay, this is where the direction comes into picture. A to B like this, B to A like this. If you see, the direction is going to be minus A n bar. Initially it was A n bar, now it is minus A n bar. If A bar and B bar are perpendicular to each other, if A bar and B bar are perpendicular to each other, it means they are orthogonal vectors. Then what is the value of A bar cross B bar? If they are perpendicular vectors, then what is the value of A bar cross B bar? Very good. It will be equal to the of AB sin theta, sin 90 degrees is 1 in the normal direction. So can I say the cross product will be maximum if they are perpendicular vectors? Cross product is maximum. The magnitude of the cross product will be maximum when they are perpendicular vectors. And what is the magnitude of the result if they are parallel vectors? If A bar and B bar are parallel, it means A bar and B bar, they are not having any angle between each other, then the result will be equal to 0. It means this is such a vector, such a result which will be non-zero if there is an angle between these two vectors. If the angle between these two vectors is 0, then there is no cross product. It means this is dealing with only those vectors which is having a particular angle between each other. If it is having an angle of 0, then the result will be 0. Okay? So the cross product is something which comes into picture when there is an angle between two vectors. If it is 0, then the angle is 0, then the cross product result will also be 0. Just opposite to the concept of dot product. The dot product will be maximum when they are parallel vectors. You will be writing dot product A bar dot B will be equal to AB when theta is equal to 0. But A bar dot B bar will be 0 when theta is equal to 90 degrees. So exactly opposite result you are getting in the case of the cross product. Position vector. See, let us consider. Can anyone tell me, before talking about position vector, can anyone tell me what is this concept of position vector? Let me tell you, we'll use this concept like anything in our subject of electromagnetic theory. Okay, so please tell me, what is this position vector? So vector distance from origin, very good. So we cannot call it as distance because the position vector is a vector. Let us say there is a point called as XYZ. Let us consider there is a point called as XYZ. Now, this is a point in space. This is nothing but a point in space. Now you wanted to draw the direction to this particular vector. Now you wanted to draw the direction to this vector. So what you will do here, if you want to draw the direction to this vector, we will simply combine it with the origin. We will simply combine it with the origin. Okay? Now this is a vector. Like that I can do with any point in space. So what I can do, I can just combine with the origin and draw the vector which is having a direction. Such vector is what we are calling as a position vector. It means that at any position you having a point, you can draw a vector, thereby the name the position vector. At any point in the space you can draw a direction from the origin to that particular point, thereby the name the position vector. Now how can we write this? You are moving from origin to the point P. So what I will do, OP bar or O directed towards the of P, I can write as x minus 0 AX cap, y minus 0 AY cap, z minus 0 AZ cap. So x minus 0 AX cap, y minus 0 AY cap, z minus 0 AZ cap. So OP bar is given by x AX cap, y AY cap, z AZ cap. See here, AX cap is nothing but the unit vector of x, AY cap is the unit vector of y, AZ cap is the unit vector of z. See, either you can use AX cap, or you can use I, or you can use simply X cap. Same with the of y, AY cap, J or Z cap, AZ cap, K, I'm sorry, Y cap here, Z cap. So all of them, basically any terminology that we can use as a unit vector of A, unit vector in the x direction, and here it's the unit vector in the y direction, and here it's the unit vector in the z direction. So if I consider a point, let us say the point is 1, 2, 3. Let us say that the point is 1, 2, 3. Then what is the position vector for this point? The position vector for this point is nothing but OP bar given by 1, 2, 3. You are moving from origin to destination, right? So when you are moving from origin to destination, destination minus origin. Destination minus origin. So 1 minus 0 is 1 unit in the x direction, 2 minus 0 is 2 units in the y direction, 3 minus 0 is 3 units in the z direction. So this is what we are calling as the OP bar. This is what we are calling as the OP bar. Okay, so this is the position vector for the point P, which is 1, 2, 3.